Hi, welcome back to the Shifting Schools podcast. My name is Tricia Friedman, and on this week, we're going to talk about one of our latest free guides that's meant to help you in your preparation for the upcoming April Earth Day. That is Tuesday, April 22nd. So if you are wondering what you can do to engage students for Earth Day this year, our free guide hopes to support that. Now, before I dig in and talk a little bit more about what's inside that free guide, I also want to remind you that we've got a special opportunity for students, young aspiring artists, or designers in your network. Jeff and I have launched a rebrand the Shifting Schools logo student competition, and there is a cash prize. When you head over to shiftingschools.com, right there on our homepage, you can click and share with students the project overview, and you can also let them know they can reach out to us to learn more about what it is that we might be looking for. Now, this student competition is open from now until April 30th. The winning team is awarded $350. So a group of up to 5 students can come together and be a team, or if a student would like to submit their design on their own, they're welcome to do that. So our themes for the competition are innovation, future-focused, transformation and growth, collaboration and community, fluidity, and adaptability. Again, you can learn more about the student design competition. That's the Shifting Schools Shift Our Logo competition by heading over to the show notes. Now, let's talk a little bit more about our free guide. The free guide is entitled Seed Thinking About the Intersection of AI and Sustainability. Now, let me walk you through what SEED stands for. The first S, the only S, is sustainability. And that's there to ask questions about what AI can do to support the planet's sustainability by addressing environmental challenges and balancing that out by understanding what risk arises if we don't understand the environmental impact that the technology has. E stands for energy, asking things like, how can we learn about the energy that's used by a specific tool? And how do we ensure that information is accessible? The second E is ethics. What conversations do we need to have about the ethics of a specific use of AI? And then D stands for discovery. What does this AI tool aim to discover? And how are those discoveries actually useful for the environment? So we're hoping that this free guide reminds us not to treat sustainability as a standalone subject, but to really understand that we need to be talking about sustainability across the curriculum and understanding that technology does intersect in many different ways with sustainability. So this seed for lens approach is there again to get students not just planting trees this April, but planting questions as well. Earth Day, hopefully, is a day that feels very relevant as it should to students and also multifaceted, where we're talking about a lot of different things. It's also important that we help students understand that this issue is very complex. So inside the free guide, you're going to find springboards, provocations, great questions to be asking. You've got a whole range of different resources. So whether you want to spend 10 minutes exploring this intersection or you really want to build it out across an entire day, you're supported in doing that. Now, I want to just point out one of the resources that you can learn more about inside the free guide, and it's work that I've been following very closely. It's the Earth Species Project, and you can learn more about what the Earth Species Project is doing to use AI to try and decode interspecies communication. That's understanding bats, whales, a whole range of different species. Now, this is a really great resource because you can explore it across the SEED acronym. And I want to point out that those of you that might be following the world of bioacoustics and the scientists that work there, it's a really contentious issue. On one hand, there are some scientists who are saying if we can use AI to better understand other species, it might lead to a huge movement where we're appreciating nature and the world around us in a totally brand new way. And on the other side of the spectrum, we've got scientists saying, hey, do we actually have the right to eavesdrop on other species? And what if we get it wrong? Again, it's a topic that I find students get really passionate researching and discussing. So if you were to ask me, like, what is maybe one things to dig into from that free guide, that's my bias. I really love following that project. You also have other resources that look at what AI is doing to help us discover different materials and what that means for manufacturing. The thing that we're proudest about with this free guide is that it really aims to have a nuanced, balanced conversation, something that's really important when it comes to AI. Now, we're also hoping that this helps students think more carefully about the technology that they are doing and engaging with every single day. How many of us are aware of the amount of energy or our carbon footprint that we leave behind by using our favorite app? What about TikTok? What about streaming video? So again, we're really hoping that this is a way to think interdisciplinarily about sustainability and AI. And I should also say that this is a resource that we created based on a question that we received from a reader of the free Shifting Schools newsletter. And I'm mentioning that because Jeff and I are huge believers that if you've got a question or you're looking for some resources, if we can help, we'd love to do that. After you check out this free guide, again, that link is in the show notes, have a think. Is there something that would help you as we enter into the final semester of school? Or is there something that you're thinking about that your students or community members might need for the summer? As always, you can reach us at info@shiftingschools.com. Hope you enjoyed this guide, and we'd love to hear back from you about how your school aims to celebrate Earth Day 2025. See you next week. Take care.
Hey there, dedicated listener. If you've made it this far, we know you're passionate about shifting the way education works, and Tricia and I appreciate you. If you loved what you heard today, we'd be so grateful if you could take a moment to rate and review Shifting Schools wherever you listen to podcasts. Those ratings help us reach even more educators just like you. And if you know someone who could benefit from these conversations, please share this episode with them. Just one person. Think of the impact we can make together. Don't forget to sign up for our newsletter for even more great content. And if you haven't already, join us at Camp Shifting Schools, where the conversations keep going long after the podcasts end. Thank you for being a part of this journey, and thank you for being part of Shifting Schools.